Blast me to Siphos! It's time for the Mad Merlin's Warhammer 40,000 Imperium journey. Issue 30. Magazine coverage. Hello and welcome back to the Mad Merlin's Imperium journey. So we got our final delivery issue, for delivery 8, and it is issue 30. So this issue comes with 2 paints, which is Mournfang Brown and Mephiston Red, as it says so here. We learn about the Ultramarine successors, we get new data sheets and a brand new mission. So this will just be a all-in-one video, there's not much to cover. We'll quickly flick through the magazine and then we'll get on to our battle report. So, new pages in our contents are the Adeptus Mechanicus Cohort roster, Ultramarine Successor Chapters, Novoc Dynasty, Remnants of the Dark Age, painting Ultramarine details, Scorpion Destroyers and Plasmacite datasheet, learning about the battle round, and our mission Decisive Engagement. So, first up is Adeptus Mechanicus Cohort roster. If I just zoom out a little bit, there we go. So, when the cohorts of Mars go to war, they do so to defend the Imperium and uphold the honour of the Red Planet. Now that your Martian forces have grown in number, it is time to record the unique names given to each and every unit in your Adeptus Mechanicus battle maniple. So this is much like our Space Marines and Necrons roster. It's a place for us to get all our units together in one place. So at the bottom of the first page, we've got a table here to choose our cohort's name. I got the binary souls, but it's a simple D6 chart for the first and then the second part of it. Then on the back, we got our cohort command, which is the Tech Priest Dominus, Arcus Gallio, our Tech Priest Engineer, which we'll be getting in not next delivery, but delivery after. The Scutari Maniple is my Eyes of the Omnissiah unit. And then our Cataphor Maniple, which we're actually getting in the next delivery. So next we have our Successor Chapters for the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines have successors more successors than any other first founding chapter, though each Successor Chapter has its own culture and methods of making war, all trace their genetic lineage to the Ultramarines Primarch Rabute Gilliman. So this is a list of and quick bio about all the different Ultramarine Successor Chapters. So we've got Nova Marines, the Silver Templars, the chapter of choice for the Conquest magazine. Although the magazine shows you to paint Ultramarines, a lot of the premium content resolved around the Silver Templars. One of my favourite chapters, the Hawk Lords. I just love their purple and gold, much like the Emperor's Children of old. Howling Griffins, Size of the Emperor, Iron Hounds, one of the newer chapters. White Consoles, arrogant stuck-up people, especially if you've listened to the Black Library story Mission Purge. There's a white console in that. The Aurora chapter, Liberators, Silver Skulls, basically Iron Warriors but loyal. Genesis chapter, Black Consoles, the Praetors of Orpheus, and the Iron Snakes. So next we go into our background for the Novoc Dynasty. So this is a second non-Zarak dynasty we've gotten information about. So before the biotransference, the Novoc Dynasty was infamous for its long and elaborate blood rituals, and for the savagery of its armies. Though no longer beings of flesh, the Novoc legions retain their thirst for blood. I'm actually going to be painting up Novoc Dynasty for my Get Started series. I've made a last minute decision causing another script rewrite, but I'll be painting these up just to give something a little bit different along with my Crimson Fists. But this just gives us the starting information about what the dynasty is like, including a little bit of background on their Pharaon, Galmac the Moonkiller, their crown world of Dolph 6, They have encountered greenskins and humans. And we got the Exalted Scythe, who is a kill team for Nemazor Ankra, and is made up of Immortals and Deathmarks. One of my favourite Necron pieces of art is this one here, the Immortals, the Lich Guard, and just sky full of Night Scythes and Monoliths. Lovely piece of artwork that is. Our final piece of lore then is the remnants of the Dark Age. The Imperium of the 41st millennium is a deeply superstitious realm. Technological innovation is viewed with fear and religious disgust, stemming from the horrors of their past. So this is the first page chronicling the Dark Ages of the Imperium. So it just starts giving us a little bit of information about how humans view advancements in technology. And some of them are often akin to calling technology witchcraft. We got a blurb from the Inquisitor Garvin Marl of the Ordo Xenos about how the Imperium sees Xenotech. And we got a little bit of information about the explorator fleets of Mars. So, quick flick through our paint guide then. So this is just adding some extra details to our Ultramarines. So we're painting a lot of leather details, including gloves, the vest of the librarian, the book, belts and holsters and pouches on all our models. Scabbard on the captain and lieutenant, the hair on the captain, and painting black hair on the assault intercessor sergeant with a bare head. Then picking out studs and other metal details on the holsters we've just painted. Picking out the cape and the eyes with Mephiston red, as well as all the sergeant helmets. Then we're washing Nuln Oil over the brown, which gives it a nice worn leather look. If you want using Mornfang brown to paint wood, you could use Agrax Earthshade to get a slightly warmer colour, and then dry brush it with a light brown. So just Nuln Oil over all our brown, and even any of the repainted silver details. And we're using Agrax Earthshade on the cape, just in the recesses, and then relayering up with Mephiston red if we've got any overspill. And that is our finished gallery of all our Ultramarine models that we've added paints to in this guide. So we'll be coming back to these models yet again in future issues. We're getting Reikland flesh shades soon, so we'll be adding colour to the flesh and to the gold. And we're also getting Cryptek Armour Shade Gloss in that same issue, for which we'll be adding to our Necrons. So, all that's left now is for our rules and battle report. So, first off, we've got our brand new datasheet for the Necrons, covering the Scorpec Destroyers and the Plasmacytes. So it gives us all the units' unique rules, and any universal rules are, of course, recorded on separate pages. And on the rear, we've got a handy little guide about how some of the rules work. So Evasion Protocol allows the Canoptic Plasmacyte to not be targeted as long as it's within 3 inches of Scorpec Destroyer unit. And then the Infused Madness rule, which the Plasmacyte boosts the powers of the Scorpec Destroyers, but there's a risky chance of one of them dying. And our second and final piece of lore is the start of the battle round. So this just gives us a list of all the phases and how they appear in each round. There's some outer phase rules information there. And then we got the start of our full details of each phase. So we got the command phase. So when you create Battleforged armies, at the start of each of your turns, you automatically gain an additional command point for being Battleforged. And then you can pay activate certain abilities, or even pay for certain stratagems within the command phase. So that's that. So We'll set up our battlefield for our next battle, Decisive Engagement. It looks like the Ultramarines are hoping to take out some Necron command and take back some ground. Let's see what happens. Okay, our battlefield is set up. We have, on the Ultramarine side, a Primaris Lieutenant, 5 Assault Intercessors, and 3 Aggressors. On the Necron side, an Overlord. He's bodyguard of 10 Necron Warriors, and 3 Scorpic Destroyers with their Plasma Sight. This is a hold ground objective mission. We got to control the 2 objectives that are in the centre of the battlefield, scoring a point at the end of each of our battle rounds that we are holding an objective, and a bonus point if we hold more than the opponent. Also, if we wipe out the opponent, we score an immediate victory. So let's go right ahead with some dramatic reading, and we'll get right into things. Decisive Engagement. The Necrons' overwhelming numbers have forced the Imperial defenders to retreat behind walls and fortifications. The Xenos invaders continue to press forward, gaining ground swiftly, inflicting terrible casualties as they advance. The Ultramarines have been ordered to strike back by marching beyond the relative safety of the fortress walls, and landing a blow upon the Necron enemies to slow the inexorable progress of their skeletal legions. Necrons, Overlord. Keep the momentum. The Necron Overlord is a veteran of countless thousands of campaigns. He knows well the fragile morale of the beleaguered human opponents, and seeks to break it completely. Destroy the Space Marine strike force and secure the approach to Bastion Primus, and the war for Cyphos will surely be all but won. Space Marines, Lieutenant, halt the advance. The Ultramarines' force on Ramesses' system are spread thin. Fighting on both Megaria and Cyphos, led by the Lieutenant, the Space Marines on Cyphos are tasked with striking a decisive blow and slowing the Necron advance, long enough for their battle brothers to join the fight and lead the counterattack. So, leaving the relative safety of their fortress, the Ultramarines now attempt to try and weaken the Necron hold on the planet, or moon, should I say. As it doesn't specify who goes first, we'll just do a simple roll-off. The Ultramarines get first turn again, 4 beats 1. So, we'll turn the battle tracker to 1, and I'll be back after our first round. Okay, end of round 1, and it's been a not too bad turn. The Ultramarines surged forwards onto the objectives and held them both to the end of their turn. They did shoot 1 Necron, but he got back up again, scoring them 3 points at the end of their turn. The Necrons sadly did the same thing. They surged forwards and beat down both units controlling the objectives to a point where they were actually now in control of those units, and have also scored 3 points. At the end of turn 1 though, we've lost 2 Aggressors, 2 Assault Intercessors, 3 Necron Warriors, and 1 Scorpic Destroyer. But there's still quite a bit left to play for. So, we'll advance the turn tracker, and we'll have ourselves turn 2. Well, turn 2 was pretty straight up massacre for the Ultramarines, sadly. Lieutenant charged in, and while he did manage to dispatch 3 Necron Warriors, they jumped straight back up again. Then Necron's turn came. Of course, this caused the Ultramarines not to get any objectives at all. The Aggressor sadly lost his last model. Unit lost its last model, should I say. Then the Necrons decided to charge in, so the Scorpic Destroyers moved around the charge from the back. Overlord charged in as well. Overlord just killed 2 Assault Intercessors straight up with his scythe. And the Destroyers just butchered the poor Lieutenant. Even the invuln save wasn't able to save him. I forgot to do morale test on our poor sergeant here. He's fine, 3 up to 2. And the Necron warriors, they have lost models, but I've lost count. I've only lost 1 total out of failed resurrections this turn. They're fine as well, because they wouldn't be able to fail much on Leadership 10. End of the Necron turn, though, they did score 2 points, 1 for having 1 objective and 1 for having more than 1 than the opponent. All what's left then is for that poor Ultramarine to try and make it through his next turn. So, for courage and honour. And just 5 seconds into turn 3, that poor Ultramarine Sergeant didn't survive. The Necron Overlord just took it up, raised his scythe and sliced him in 2. So it's a Necron victory, even if the Ultramarines had managed to somehow survive. It would have been a Necron victory nonetheless, as they managed to score 5 to 3 points. So, what we'll do then quickly is our next Imperium. So, it's going to be a couple of good issues, and I think the entire delivery next time is going to be good. Because we have part 1 of our new terrain kit. What it shows on the magazine cover is what we're actually getting. What it shows here is what you can possibly do if you wait to get issue 34's terrain piece and use the 2 longer sides and push them together and make a larger building piece. So I've already got a set of this anyway, so I'm going to be definitely doing some changing around with different pieces. So like I said, that comes in 34. 32, we get a new unit for our Adeptus Mechanicus, which is a Cataphron Destroyer. My bonus 2 of these have been shipped already, so I can't wait to get these guys, build them up, and see what they come out like on the paint side. But that's it for this video. So, thank you very much for watching. If you have liked this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps me out. Also, if you'd like to help the channel out in any way, there's of course my affiliate link, buy me a coffee page, social medias, and my eBay page. All what's left for me to do then is say thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for more mad content. Goodbye.